This video is brought to you in part by the Kick Calcio 5 podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, check us out on SoundCloud, and follow us on Twitter at Calcio5. Now back to this week's episode of The Real Fantasy Show. Alright, we kick things off with the Week 6 recaps. We have me versus G. I ended up winning this one, 115 to 109. Marvin Jones and Jimmy Graham could not get it done for G late on Monday night, and tough loss for G to swallow. It was a close game, and I'm 3-3. G is 2-4. Next, we have the battle of the big boys. Joe versus Slice. They were both 4-1 heading into this. Joe prevails, moves to 5-1. Slice falls to 4-2. Solid score by Joe. An average game by Slice, but his team is very strong, and no one's going to be sleeping on him moving forward. Next, we have Steve versus Paul. Two guys in this video going at it. Steve prevails. Both moved to 2-4. Paul's on a 4-game losing streak. That's tough, but big trade for him this week. We'll see if that solidifies his team a little bit. Next, we have Beef versus Craig. Craig with the highest score of the week, 152, moves to 2-4. Beef falls to 3-3 after a slow day, and a couple injuries haunting him this week could be bad news. And then last, we have Spoots versus Mark. Mark on a 4-game win streak with another high score, slightly behind Craig this week, and beats Spoots with another decent score, but could not get it done, unfortunately. 3-3 and 4-2 for Mark. Mark is moving up the power rankings week after week, and got to watch out for him. So a quick look at the standings after 6 weeks has Joe at 5-1. He is the solo 5-1 team after beating Slice, who's down 4-2, along with Mark. Mark on a 4-game winning streak. These three teams are the ones to beat right now, and they're putting up big numbers every week. Next, we have the 3-3 teams, Spoots, Beef, and me, all in the playoffs, all 500. Me in the last playoff spot, and we'll be looking to get wins this week to solidify those spots. Next, we have the 2-4 teams, Craig, Steve, G, and Paul. Craig and Steve coming off of wins. Craig probably the strongest of this bunch down here, and G and Paul coming off of losses. All looking to get back in the hunt and come back with a win here. We'll see how they do.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back previewing Week 7 with the upward and downward trending teams, also with matchup of the week. So, we're going to start off upward trending teams. First of all, Craig, I'm going to give it to you. Craig's 2-4 now, boys. Watch out. Team's been good all year, just had some unlucky results. His team came out to play last week, dropped 150 on me. I think, Craig, your season's looking pretty bright, so you can keep winning, get up to a 500 record. Playoffs are in sight for you. Second of all, we're going to go sticking with him. It's Mark again. 4-0 in the last 4 weeks. Kid's killing it. He's got a tough week this week. Got a lot of buys. Connor and Chubb both on bye. I know those off the top of my head, but I don't know who else he has on bye. He's playing Mick, resurging team, back up to 500 for Mick. Going to be a tough matchup. Definitely looking at that one as a key matchup for the week. 4-2 versus 3-3. Big games for both of them. Downward trending teams. I was just going to go with me because my team stinks. Don't even look at my team this week. I got both my starting wide receivers out. Kamara's out. I'm starting DK Metcalf, so screw me. Yeah, not looking good. Second, we're going to go with the Garozzo brothers, not including Joe. Paul and G, come on. Come on now. Let's go. Pick it up. You guys need something. Come on. Matchup of the week. You know what? I'm going to go with Mark versus Mick. Big matchup. 4-2 versus 3-3. Two trending teams upward right now. So, both started 0-2. One's 3-3, one's 4-2. Both very good teams coming off big weeks. I got Mick in this one, though. Mark, too many buys, too many injuries. Gonna go with Mick in this one. Back to you guys.
How you doing, fantasy football? It's Big Time Tommy, and here's my thought of the day. Sometimes, darkness is your best friend in fantasy. When you think that it's all or nothing and all hope is lost, go to the light. That's the old school way. And the old school way is the only way, or it's the highway. Take it easy.
Next, we kick off the Week 7 matchups with Mark versus me, 4-2 versus 3-3. Mark off to a slow-ish start with Lindsay only getting 4.2 points. He has Amari Cooper coming back off a little injury, which is a boost for him. But this one has me winning, and hopefully I actually get my projection this week and beat Mark. Next, we have Slice versus Paul, 139 to 121 projection. This is 4-2 versus 2-4. Paul does need a win with a trade of Mark Ingram and John Brown coming in for him. He's looking to solidify that team, but this one is just leaning in Slice's favor big time, and I'm gonna have to lean Slice also. Next, we have G versus Joe, 2-4 versus 5-1. This is the first place team versus one of the bottom place teams, and a battle of the brothers. Joe, slow week, could be a slow week for him after Mahomes got injured on Thursday night. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to lean Joe just out of respect for the king right now. So that's my prediction for that one. Next we have Craig versus Steve, 2-4 versus 2-4. This is a big matchup. This one has Craig predicted to beat him handily after Damian Williams only got 2 points for 2 points for Steve on Thursday night. I'm going to lean Craig also. And last, we have Spoots versus Beef, a huge rivalry. I don't know why this isn't getting hyped up at all. No chat activity, nothing. But this one has Spoots projected to win and Beef with a bunch of injuries. They both had a good Thursday night, but I'm going to lean Spoots on this one. Sorry, Beef.
All right, welcome back to another segment of the Power Rankings for the real fantasy show, playoffs, fantasy football, whatever we are now. There was a little bit of a holdout last week. Got my contract extension, so we're back. I know the people wanted it. I'm a man of the people, so brought the segment back, and we're ready to go. And at number 1, we have Slice. One of our analysts skewed the rankings a little bit, so the overall favorite was Joe after he did beat Slice. But hey, nonetheless, we take the average here. So Slice got the number 1 spot. And 2, we have Joe. My the favorite, 5-1, strong, 140 points. No real stopping this team. I mean, Mahomes did get injured, so a little bit of a minor bump, but his team's rolling. 3, we have Mark, who's really coming onto the scene as a rookie. I think his fourth straight win after an 0-2 start. Really coming out strong. Looking for solidify a playoff spot. 4, we have Craig. Another slow start, but really bouncing back. 2-4. A convincing win last week, and he's looking to keep it going. Going to be a tough matchup this week, so they'll really define who's playoff bound and who's not. Then we have Spoots. Tough loss against a hot Mark team, but 120 points, nothing to shake your head up. And then 6, we have Beef. A tough loss to, once again, a hot Craig team. Beef, 107 points, not going to do the job. Sliding a little bit, 3-3, just in the playoff hunt. Then we have Mick, a good win against G, squeaked it out, 3-3 now. I mean, he's a veteran, gritty. He's getting those wins, grind them out. Then we have myself, the Mott Sticks at 8. A much needed win. Get myself to 2-4 over the big time Tommies. 118 points, solid effort. Just grinding out wins. That's what we do. That's what champs do. Then we have G. Tough week for him, dropping to 2-4. Everyone thought he was starting out hot, but now 2-4. Season's starting to slip a little bit. Needs a W next week. And then lastly, Paul. Tough loss for the big time Tommies. 2-4 as well. It's gonna be a dogfight at the end. Thanks for watching. Except for UG.